What's going on, creators? Yeah, I just want to get on here and bring everybody back to now. I appreciate y'all being here and vibing with me for a bit. Appreciate you guys liking, sharing, subscribing, smashing the old like button and all that kind of stuff too. Today I want to kind of continue on with kind of what's been going on in the creation process for the cafe and, expanding the handyman business and, share the progress with you guys so you can kind of see how it's all coming together, how these bridges of incidents are starting to flow. The thing with if you're into Neville Goddard or, any of these, maybe law of attraction, law of assumption, these kind of metaphysicians, metaphysics and stuff like that, quantum, Dr. Joe Dispenza, the quantum field, of really just being, embodying the state of consciousness, you want to experience, and then just kind of the way I'm just being at peace with what is, not sitting there trying to, be anxious about it, not trying to change it, and just be in the moment with it. And so kind of the flow, I'm still kind of looking for some help. I still only have one job application in so far. And, which is funny, I thought I'd have a different problem. I thought my problem would be, I wouldn't maybe have the jobs for people, but now it's like the reverse problem where it's like I got jobs, I'm looking for help and willing to pay, good pay, but I don't have anybody that's interested in working for some reason, which I don't find that to be, I find that to be all just connected. I've a lot of it, looking inwardly and seeing the limiting beliefs and the assumptions I have, about having employees and taking care of people. It's like letting go of a lot of the, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself kind of vibe. And looking at everything as like a reflection of faith, including, the business, looking at that as just stewarding what's hitting the radar now, what's going on now, what's happening in the present moment. What can I do? Is there anything to do, or do I just let it go and let that be God's problem and focus on what is, something I'm able to do, So I finished that flooring job, that was, let me show you guys the pictures of it, because that was a lot more involved than I thought. I should have probably quoted that higher, hindsight going on, but yeah, so here's like the before. I showed you guys this on my phone, but yeah, and this is how it turned out. It was pretty much a straight rectangle room, and so I figured, I'd be able to knock that out pretty quick, but I forgot, how labor intensive that is to on your knees, up and down, on your back, or back issues and whatnot, and so really happy to get that done. So. That was let me keep showing you guys these pictures as I stammer on here, but yeah, that's a laminate or click together, as some people might call it. You just cut it, start in the corner, and then I like to measure to make sure that's not going to leave like a little quarter-inch strip or something over on this side or wherever the opposite side, and just to make sure it's going to line up good. But yeah, it turned out pretty neat. And I just got off the phone with the next job, which I'm going to, as soon as I get done with this stream, I got to paint that building next. And so luckily it all kind of worked out, where yesterday it was right at about 50 degrees. And so I didn't want to even paint, because it needs to be above 50 to paint outside. And this is an exterior painting job. And so yeah, as I was talking to basically a buddy of mine, he owns the building, and he's like going to get the paint now, and so in about an hour or so he'll be back with the paint. So I got to go get the plastic and the tape and everything. I still haven't rigged my paint sprayer to work, but by the time I wrap it in plastic and prep it, and then I think I'm just going to start I'm going to trim around the windows with the brush and trim around the door and just get everything ready for the sprayer. If that happens today where I spray it, and it might even just be Monday, and just knock it out Monday, give me the weekend to get my paint sprayer operational. And if not, I can try it, I can get it to work, and so it's not that huge of a deal. But also looking at the next thing, I got to finish up at that flooring job. They got a checklist that they've already paid me to do, but I told them, we'll have to split this up because I was supposed to paint early. I was supposed to paint on Tuesday. And it snowed. It's weird because it's like spring. I had flowers blooming. I still have flowers blooming. It's just like it probably got like 4 inches of snow for some reason, and like so I was pushed that job back. Did the flooring job. Now I'm gonna do the painting job. Then I'm gonna go back next, probably Tuesday to finish up the checklist. And then I also got paid to do another checklist job. I got a deposit about $500 to go do that, which should take about a day. And so the first checklist should take about a day. Second checklist should take about a day or two, and then we'll start kind of just getting these things organized. But hopefully by then have some help, have some people to help me get these things done, so I can focus more on expanding, getting bigger jobs, just not taking up so much time of just doing jobs, because I just know people can do it faster than I can, and just as good a quality if you just put that out there right. Where it's just sometimes you almost become too much of a perfectionist, and like it's almost a turnoff for people. And I think part of that comes from like maybe playing guitar, like really just like maybe mastering something. It's just you put a lot of attention onto the little things, and so a lot of times that can transfer over to many other aspects of your life, and making not making people feel unappreciated because you're like, oh well, what about that little tiny thing that you didn't get right. Focusing on what people are doing right. But all those types of things is learning, a learning experience for me. Trying to really take the situation of, okay, well, I got jobs, I got money to pay people, but then what's these fears that are coming up about employing people? Part of it is it's oh, what if I don't have jobs to continue to pay pay for them? What if the work runs out? That's one of the fears I feel. Another one is, oh, what if they damage something? What if they create a problem? Oh, and then there's also a scarcity of like, oh, if I pay them, then I lose. Even though changing all these things as they're coming up, because I feel like as soon as like all the programming and all the bullshit and all the dramas is let go of consciousness, then that help or whatever will kind of mysteriously just manifest itself, in a, oh, here's an application, I'm interested, type of person that is exactly what I'm looking for, because I am kind of specific, on what the vision is for this employee, because I really want to be able to trust them to go work unsupervised and just knock shit out, and pay with commission, so that there's like a I don't know, like an incentive to get things done, quality work and timely and all that kind of fun stuff. But it's all a new experience for me, and so I just wanted to share that with you guys so you can kind of see the flow, how these bridges of instance are coming together. As of now, it's like, okay, you got the first job done, on to the second one, but then there's also like this thing with me where it's like, sometimes I just feel like, oh, I just want to stack these things and then just do a bunch of stuff and then just be done with it. It's like, oh, I'm back down to zero. Feel good. Which is not a good mentality for a business, because you kind of just want to keep, the jobs in the hopper and not run out, but like, that's a thing with me where I'm growing and letting that kind of thing go, where it's like feeling comfortable with plenty of things in the hopper. But then I was, putting this floor in, jeez, and it was like my phone was ringing every 10 minutes. It was ridiculous, and like I felt like I couldn't get anything done, because it's like as soon as I start to concentrate, it's like, ring, ring, the phone rang, and it's like, oh, it'd be great if I didn't have to have this phone, and have somebody that could do it for me, and so really seeing these things happen, but as it comes up, tackling these concerns, tackling these worries, and then letting go of them, because ultimately every time you're sitting in fear and worry, you're not sitting in a state of peace and joy and love and positive energy, and that's really kind of the direction I want to continue to move, is being at peace, but accepting what is. There's like, if you're maybe into the law of attraction, or like Neville Goddard, or law of assumption, or any type of these manifesting types of vibes. I'm not saying that isn't a real thing, but it's that the stumbling block that I've always like feel with it is projecting your state of being into the future, where there's like a state of being that you're not in the present moment experiencing, that's better. It's like, oh well, if I just had a better this, and that person treated me this way, and this happens, and then I'm successful, and then I can be happy. You're always pushing it to, oh, you made it, that you made it moment. You always pushing, you're imagining it, you're doing all these things, but in the meantime, you're just spending the present moment, which is the only time that is actually real in your mind, and you're not feeling, out of your heart, so, it's a growing process where it's like recognizing that more faster and faster. It's like, oh, well, what do I do? It's just be still and go within. It's always the same answer. I mean, it's like, it's part of the reason moving in this kind of different directions, because how many times can you repeat that over and over again? It's like, oh, because it's the same sequence of problem solving. Oh, there's some drama. Don't know what to do about it. Go within, ask God to help you deal with it. And then, watch how the situation starts to improve, or what you were worried about actually wasn't a big deal, and things end up just being relieved, and it's just like, and it's all part of like really kind of where I'm getting more into, is just accepting what is, not to sit there and judge it, not to sit there and get mad at it, not to sit there and like, oh, if you were only different, then I could love you. If you only just made me feel good, then I can love you. And there's so many of these types of conditionalities and everything, where it comes to just life in general, where a lot of the times you're just hurting yourself with these kind of bullshit beliefs. If like, oh, if things were just different, then I could feel better. I get like that too, but I start to catch it more and more and see why. What was I just doing that made me feel that way? A lot of times it's something through a screen all of a sudden triggered you, and like, oh, now it shifted your perception of reality into a way that you don't like. And it's like, well, just get off social media then. It's like living in your toilet and just complaining that the only thing that happens is people piss and shit on me all the time. It's like, well, get out of the toilet. The toilet's neutral. You don't have to be in there. And what do you expect? What do you expect to keep happening? It's like it happens every single time. So why do you expect it to be different today? Yeah, and so that's the other direct. I get on social media to promote like my handyman business, my music business, and stuff like that. But really, as far as just like hanging out on there and scrolling through random nonsense, yeah, I'm getting more and more unplugged from that. Even YouTube, it's as much as I enjoy listening to videos and stuff, it's like so people trying to tell you, and that it's like, what are you doing right now? It's like, I guess I'm doing the same thing, but it's like I get in these moods sometimes where it's just like, I don't want to hear people's advice. I just you're tell me advice. Okay, so what are you doing? That proves that you're following your own advice. I learn a lot more by watching others than people just saying, well, this is what I think. It's like, well, okay, it's like, well, do you have experience in applying what you think? Does it work? And it's like, well, I don't know. It sounds good. I get these, people saying shit, sometimes. It's just like, take your own advice. Show me by example, because that's the only thing I really listen to, is the example that people live by. It's like somebody saying, oh, let me sit up here and tell you for, however long how to be a hard worker. It's like, what does that mean? It's like, how about I just watch you do it and see how you act? And if it's something that I admire about, like maybe like a characteristic, then I will apply it. But just hearing shit, it's just like whatever. But like yeah, that's why I kind of want to show you guys through actually doing, how to flip money and how to be self-employed, how to have a business, so you don't have to, I don't know, take a vaccine if you don't want to get a vaccine. It's like, that's like the silly, I keep forgetting, that people still are in like a pandemic world. It's so far from my reality. And just my area. No, it's like, yeah, you still see people like doing that, but vibrationally maybe it's so far from my space that it might as well be on another planet. But I know that there are others that are just like dealing with it all the time. It's like having to wear a mask all damn day long, and my employer might making us get a vaccine. Having these these fearful water cooler conversations, and it's like, well, you don't have to do that. It's like you shouldn't ever feel trapped. It's like if you feel trapped and you feel like you're doing something that your soul is saying, hey, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, why are you doing these things? Is it for a lot of times it's because you just don't realize you have a choice to do something different. It's like, well, just waiting for that perfect opportunity to start a business that never comes. And it's the same thing, I'm realizing with employees, trying to get some help. It's like there's never really a good time, to get employees. And it's like, if you get these fears that you're just there'll be like a burden, like, I was like, how am I going to take care of these people? It's all part of this learning process for me. And so, hopefully I can share that process, for others that, might be going in a similar situation or maybe on the verge of like going for it, to encourage you that, you can do it. It's a big part of it, like self-employment, business creation, I guess. It's just problem solving. It's like so many times you get these little dramas, you get these little fears, you get these little bullshit things, and it's like, okay, like for example, this building I'm getting ready to go paint. I got a fear. Oh, what if the paint sprayer don't work? Oh, here's a fear. What if I overspray and I get it on the next building? Oh, what if I get it onto the busy road and there's cars that get hit with paint? These types of worries and concerns. Or, oh, what if I have to get up on a ladder and what if the ladder slides out and I fall? All the fear. And it's like, none of those are like, what if everything goes great? What if this job goes smoother than I expected? What if everybody's happy? What if it turns out to be an awesome look when it's done? And those, and it's like, wouldn't it be great, if the automatic conversation going on internally is a hopeful one? Is like, oh, I can't wait to get going on this. Oh, I can't wait to see how great this turns out. Oh, I can't wait to see how happy people are, the customers when this is done. Being mindful about these inner conversations is really useful in your state of being, because you're having these inner conversations in the present moment all day and every day. So you can have these inner conversations that make you feel like shit, make you feel fear 24/7, or you can recognize that, hey, I'm spinning out. What am I doing? Why am I thinking these things? And why am I getting carried away? Why are these affecting me? With now I'm feeling a bunch of negative emotions and a bunch of shit I don't want to feel. Why am I not feeling what I do want to feel when I choose to feel peace? By choosing the states of consciousness first, by choosing to be at peace, by choosing to stay at joy, how those things manifest, that's not your problem. That's God's problem. God has a way to do that. You don't need to worry about it. It's the same thing with like running a business. It's like, stewarding is so important, because like as these things come in, doing the best that you can, that you're capable at your level of consciousness, is the only thing that you can really do. Just giving a good attempt, trying, doing, being, just it all kind of goes together. But I just want to bring that to you guys' attention, kind of share what's going on in my little bubble. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but, I got a deposit for next week for another job. $500 came in, and, which is another kind of like level of complexity, because now it's like, okay, I got three things kind of going on. I got a checklist item. The biggest thing was the flooring, which is done. The rest I should be able to get done in a day. I got this place to paint, which should be a day or two. Then then I got tear out an old shower thing in a basement, redo a deck. Is just one thing after another, and so really focusing on what can I do right now, what can I do today, what are tangible things I can get done to start moving in a direction of completing it, and not to spin out in the mind all damn day, worried and concerned. Just holding on to the state of consciousness of it's already done. It's already the desired. That's so important to bring that future to the present moment, and not having this imaginary you made it type of vibe that you keep projecting that happiness out there, to some point in linear time in the future that's never real, and bringing that what you actually want more and more so to today, to the present moment, and repeating that over and over again, by choosing those states of consciousness, I'm choosing to have a good day today, I'm choosing to be productive, I want to just really put out a good energy today, making that choice. And then how that manifests, being at peace with what is, oh, maybe some drama happens. Okay, I'm going to be at peace with it. I'm not going to sit here and wrestle with it, because what you resist ultimately does start to persist, and what you're fighting against, you're strengthening. And so really letting go of a lot of those types of things, and just being at ease, being at peace. And I just wanted to share that with you guys, especially if you're like balls deep in a business and you might be freaking out with things that are happening, just to bring you some peace, and just let's continue to create something that's a win-win for everybody, that puts out a good energy for you, your team, your community, and and collectively, putting love into what we're doing. And so, with that being said, I appreciate you guys being here and vibing with me for a bit. And till the next now, have a good rest of your day, and God bless.